So this is going to be a reading for September 5th, 2016. Now, I'm going to mention, because I'm not sure what's going to happen with it yet, that I did do a reading right before this one for the 5th. And I sort of had like wardrobe malfunctions and cards that were still on the table and not in the deck that I don't usually do. It felt unprepared and unorganized, and I'm just going to do another recording. So if you don't see that one, perhaps the wardrobe malfunction was worse than I thought and it wasn't meant to be seen. So I'm going to do another one for September 5th, 2016. Remember, this is a general reading. See what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, energies, messages resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing, so see what feels right for you. It could be one nugget that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and your intuition together to make sound decisions that are based in love for the highest and greatest good of everybody involved in the situation and so on. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. Remember how you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. In the end, is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for the wave, crashing into the wave, diving into the wave, etc.? So if you want to make this an interactive video with me and pull some cards for yourself, feel free. See if some further signs and symbols come up for you. I sound tired. I'm doing my best here today. All right, I'm going to begin with, I'm going to start with the wisdom of the Oracle. So let's pull one card for the 5th. For clarity and understanding, let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, or Higher Self, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of everybody involved for Monday, Labor Day 2016. September 5th. One card. Alright. It's such a sad card. It's so sad. But I guess it's appropriate. You know, there's a lot of us feeling like this. Like, we're alone. You're alone in what you're going through. Nobody to talk to about something that's happening. Feeling misunderstood. Feeling abandoned. You know, feeling alone. Alone, even if you're with a lot of people, you can still feel completely alone. So it's also a 5. So there's a change today in this. I'm going to pull more cards. So stay with me here. But this is a feeling we all have at some point. You know, this could be somebody around you too. Not all of us are going to feel completely alone and abandoned and like no man is an island, you know, just going through it. But perhaps many of us are, or you know someone that is, you know, feeling like this. It's, you know, having that need, like you want to belong somewhere. You want to belong somewhere. You want someone to understand you. You want someone to hear you. You know, it doesn't mean you need somebody to fix everything. It just means you just need someone to be there. Sometimes for some people, it's just knowing somebody is there for a phone call or a text. It's when there's a big change in something. This card comes up when there's a change in our environment and how you were seeing a situation. In like sometimes it's just when like truth is revealed or something you always believed is suddenly revealed to you as being different. There's like an identity crisis. Like you have to take some time alone and process. Sometimes this is just, you know, this is actually being alone because you're abandoned or because somebody passed away or moved away or, you know, broke up with you, left a relationship. It could have been recent. It could have been a long time ago, and you're still feeling it now. Maybe this isn't you. Maybe this is that other person feeling this now. But it brings you, it's bringing something up, like it's uprooting something deep. If these emotions are around you, you know, in your environment, around you, it's a mirror for some reason. So it's either a mirror for you to help somebody so that you can maybe help someone be heard, be understood, maybe just be there to listen. You don't even have to understand what they're saying. Maybe it's just your presence that's important for that person. And maybe this is you and you feel alone. So those emotions that you feel when you're alone are the mirror. Those are what's coming to the surface to bring a mirror to that situation, to those emotions, to how you feel, so that you can change it within yourself. Sometimes, you know, I was saying, usually it's up to us to change how we feel. It's not always up to somebody else to be our savior, to be our support system. Although many of us, you know, still need a support system. We're all here together. You know, there's always somebody else who's gone through something too. Even if you don't see them, they're not in your environment, they're not around you, there is somebody else out there who will understand. So perhaps for your particular situation, this is something that you need to go through to gain your own strength, to get yourself out of it, and to gain your own consciousness over the situation. You know, there are times in our life when we have to do things on our own. And that's our lesson. And that's just what it is. At other times, it's about us extending our compassion and love and loyalty, and I hear power, like to help others. You know, it's both, but it depends on where we are, what situation we're in. It's bringing you change, and it's, oh my, there's a fly in here. So it's telling you can't be everything for everybody. So it could go the other way. It could be that you're not orphaned, that you're just not knowing who you are because you're trying to be everything for everybody else. Therefore, you don't know who you are. It's an identity crisis. So when you have multiple mirrors telling you what to do and who to be and how to go and what to say and how to react and what you're good at and what you're not good at, and it's the reverse, and it's not that you're completely alone. Because for others, it's that you don't have any alone time. You know, we're all different. For others, you could feel like this and have so many people around you all the time and still feel like this. So that's a completely different energy. It's a completely different thing you have to work through. You know, perhaps even with all those people around, you don't have anybody you can really talk to. You know, maybe weird stuff happens to you. Or, you know, you just had some emotion you're going through and you don't feel comfortable with those people. So it's bringing a mirror up for you for healing in this situation. I'm going to pull another card from this deck to get more clarity on the orphaned card. Not fitting in, not recognized. Maybe I feel like maybe for some of you, it was like a belief system that you had. And maybe that system has gone out the window, gone out the door, the front door, the back door. You believed something wholeheartedly for a long time and you found out it was wrong. That's a shock. You know, when you find out something you believed your whole life that you just assumed was true, that everyone knew what they were talking about, is not the truth. It's a shock. It's an actual shock. You have to like readjust. It's like a labor pain. You know, if you don't move your position, right, you can't birth something new. You can't make a change. You're just going to be stuck. So it's forcing you to change your position somehow so that you can work with who you were supposed to be. You know, in the other reading, you got the sunshine, which is shining who you are. This is not understanding who you are at all. So let's get one more card from this deck. And that's time for a nap. So maybe it starts with taking some time out. Just, maybe there's a lot of stress. You just need to sleep it off. It's a 24. It's a 6. It brings you back into balance. It's telling you to stop doing. Stop doing so much. You know, let yourself recharge. This came up in like the last 2 readings I just got. That whole like taking a break, taking a pause, taking some time out. I feel like I just saw 2 people in spoon position. So maybe this is with somebody you sleep with. Like you sleep. Not sleep, but sleep with. Like you sleep well with. Perhaps there's somebody that's coming into your life that you can connect to. You know, you can just fall asleep with, and that's it. That could be anybody. That can be your brother, your sister, you know, your friend, your other, your husband, your wife, your significant love, you know, but it's just like sleeping really well together. I don't know why that came up with this card, but I'm going to say it. So that's for some of you. It's that person that you just fall asleep with, you know, where it's just like you reattach energies and then they get bigger together than they even do alone. For others, it's actually sleeping by yourself, but it's not action. It's like the not do. It's letting go, taking a break, you know, allowing your dreams to come true, allowing your real dreams to unfold. You have to reconnect to spirit sometimes. Sometimes if you're out, you know, if you don't get enough sleep and you're always in this I feel like sometimes that's more the real world and we come back to the weird one here. You know, the readjusting between sleep time and wake time, as you could see between my first video and this 3rd video, that, you know, sometimes it takes some readjusting between worlds. So maybe you need to just reconnect to that world to readjust yourself better back in this one. This is the romance angels. I'm going to pull a card for communication, romance, relationships, understanding for the 5th. Calling in your soulmate. So maybe this is the person that you're meant to just talk to, hang around, be with, listen to, that hears you, like you can vent to, you know. This is your prayers, your affirmations, and visualizations. That's that person you can imagine. You can just see them. You can feel them. You can smell them. You know them even if you haven't met them yet. Your soulmate, you know, it's more than just the soulmate you're going to be with forever and never. It's that person that's in your life for a purpose. Whether it's for a moment. If it's for a moment and this person's in your life, it's a moment of change. It's a moment where your life is different afterwards and where you have a different path. You see things differently. You see things in a flash. Perhaps, you know, you'll always be changed because of that moment. Or perhaps this person is going to be there for the long haul for you. You know, it's different for all of us, but it's recognizing others and recognizing what we have in others and those relationships and how they make us grow and change and see a reflection of who we really are in. And your prayers, affirmations, visualizations help bring you together. So if this, you know, if this isn't looking around and recognizing who you have around you, that is already this beautiful soulmate soul that you have. Perhaps this is a new one, a new, you know, I feel like perhaps you've been dreaming about this person a bit. So maybe this is someone in your dreams. Maybe you know them, maybe you don't. I feel like either way, when you see them and you look them in the eyes, maybe feel their actual presence, feel their energy, that you'll know. You'll know what you know when you know it. Even if you don't know what you know. You know? All right, this is the Tarot Illuminati. Pull one more card. And that's the Lovers. So, all right, in the Lovers, there's 3. There's threefold. You're protected by God. God's just protecting you. There's no chains here. You can have a connection with God, or you can have a connection with this other person. You have that choice. You can have a connection within yourself. This person can have the connection with themselves. They can choose to have a relationship with you. They could choose to have that relationship with God in their choice if they want. It's up to them. These 2 can have a relationship with each other and not include God at all. And God could be still protecting you and watching this whole situation. So it's up to you. Do you choose to make this decision? It's a decision card in connection with your higher self, you know, and with that other person. So it's up to you to make the decision for you. Allow that other person the same, and know that you're protected by spirit.